जनरली इंडियन आर्मी का परसेप्शन या जब भी हम आर्मी के बारे में सोचते हैं, सो वी थिंक इट्स अबाउट सोल्जर्स कैप्चरिंग द पोस्ट एंड हाइट, विच इज ट्रू। एंड इनफैक्ट उसी वजह से इन्फेंट्री को क्वीन ऑफ द वॉर भी कहा जाता है। बहुत सारे ऐसे सपोर्टिंग आर्म्स होते हैं जो कॉम्बैट में इन्वॉल्व होते हैं। स्पेशली जब ऑपरेशन विजय हुआ 1999 में, उसमें बहुत ही अहम भूमिका जो थी वो आर्टिलरी यूनिट की थी।
No, we respect their soldiers, but we don't respect what they want. Your military mind was saying that, no, no, there's much more than what is being shown. There was no two ways about it. And there was no negotiation. It was non-negotiable. I am told that 55 to 60,000 rounds of fired artillery before it fell.
Direct to 60,000 rounds.
Rounds of artillery on that.
Rounds of artillery.
Artillery. मेरी तो almost tight हो गया हवा, if I say. If I may use this term, or so many things became tight actually. People can cry war, 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 but war is a terrible thing. Will people like to stand in a line for ration and for bread and for oil and not have lights and not money and starve their children? War is never, never a solution. It is only an instrument to bring you to the negotiation table. You see the loss of life, you see the sufferings. We've seen divisions written off.
How different it is when you read about it versus when you see it.
Seeing is terrible. I've seen a guy die. When my boy was shelled, the hip bone was open. I could see the white of it and it was bleeding. These are impressions one should not see.
What hits you the most during the war? Is it the smell? Is it the sight?
War is a great leveler. No? It will differentiate a warrior who can control his fear and a warrior who cannot control his fear. The CEO's wife will always be like a mother to the young ones.
What is the biggest motivation to perform and to kill people?
All soldiers, good soldiers are hopeless romantic soldiers.
How do you provocate or instigate each other?
A secret which could have changed the destiny of India was there in one of the hospitals in Bombay.
On one side, we have the Pakistani army who behaved like gundas, the way they tortured. On the other hand, we have a situation where, it was the recommendation of one of our CEOs that one of the officers of the Northern Land Infantry, I don't know, officer or men, but then I remember that he was awarded with Nishane at the highest.
They say, आ जाओ, ऊपर आ जाओ, जन्नत दिखाते हैं आपको, तो आपको और रह जाएगा ना। साला अपनी जगह में बैठ के हमको बुला के तुम जन्नत भेजेगा, अब देखते हैं अभी कौन जन्नत।
What are the, scary things that you've experienced at that terrain or in that weather?
We are always told to, peacetime flying is 1500 feet above the ridge line.
When you come back from war, does the war leave you? Jai Hind, friends, welcome to Revelations with Manas ji on Manas Words. I have a guest with me who has been entertaining us for quite some time. हम बहुत सारे jokes crack कर रहे थे. But what we are going to discuss today is going to be a matter of slightly more seriousness. I have a veteran with me who was there in the 1999 Kargil War. Please welcome Colonel Sada Peter. Thank you, sir, for coming in. And I can't be more grateful that you flew in from Chennai. That too, when the entire country is jostling with flights and making it just for this podcast. It's so overwhelming and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Manas. Ultimately, something drives the spirit, and the spirit tells you that you have to be there, you have to be there. I would not have hijacked an aircraft for it, but I came the proper way.
You came the proper way. So thanks for clarifying that, because I mean, what's been happening for the last 48 hours, you need a muscle of probably what to coming in. So let me introduce Colonel Peter to you. So was part of the artillery unit. We will discuss artillery unit क्या होता है. Generally, Indian Army का perception या जब भी हम आर्मी के बारे में सोचते हैं, so we think it's about soldiers capturing the post and height, which is true. And in fact, उसी वजह से इन्फेंट्री को क्वीन ऑफ द वॉर भी कहा जाता है. लेकिन बहुत सारे ऐसे सपोर्टिंग आर्म्स होते हैं और जो कॉम्बैट में इन्वॉल्व होते हैं. स्पेशली जब ऑपरेशन विजय हुआ 1999 में, उसमें बहुत ही अहम भूमिका जो थी वो आर्टिलरी यूनिट की थी. विजुलाइज करने के लिए आपको बता दूं, आर्टिलरी यूनिट तोपों की यूनिट होती है. सो बफर्स गन फॉर एग्जांपल और हाउट्सर्स, ये एक आर्टिलरी यूनिट का काम होता है. लेकिन हाउ डू दे ऑपरेट, इनकी यूनिट्स क्या होते हैं, इनके चैलेंजेस क्या होते हैं. ऑल्सो अबाउट, बिकॉज सर हैज फेस्ड वॉर राइट ऑन द बैटल फील्ड, जो कि एक बहुत रेयर एक्सपीरियंस है एंड फॉर्चुनेटली वैसी कोई घटना 99 के बाद इंडिया में नहीं हुई है एट दैट स्केल. सो जो इनसे आज मेरे को जानने को मिलेगा, that will be something very very different and I'm sure very very impactful. How did I come to know about it? Sorry, if you could just pass me.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So I came across this book written by Sir. This is Stormtroopers at Outpost Bhatti, and मैंने आपकी ये book पढ़ी, and that's how I reached out to you. And there were a lot of different aspects and emotions coming out of this book, and I wanted to hear it firsthand from you. From the horse's mouth, absolutely. So 12 दिन का आपका deployment रहा ऑपरेशन भट्टी पे.
The
Outpost
whole
Bhatti.
war was there, but in that post,
On the
stories
post.
of 12 days.
Correct. And 45 days you were fired 2,493 odd shells. I want to know, how does it feel? We'll go about every aspect what we can cover. We'll keep this podcast as as unedited as possible. वो बात अलग है, कुछ भाव में कुछ ज़्यादा हमारे मुँह से एडजेक्टिव निकल आए पड़ोसी मुल्क के लिए, तो बात अलग है. We'll be mindful of that.
No, we respect their soldiers, but we don't respect what they want. I mean, what they desire to take, that is a no. But in warfare, I think a good soldier should have respect for the enemy.
I've gone through that, and
I call them hostiles. I don't even call them enemy.
I noticed that nowhere I think in the book आपने ना enemy बोला है, ना आपने कोई मुजाहिदीन word use किया है. You have always maintained it's a hostile. So that was so that is on what we are going to discuss on in 1999 from somebody who fought the battle, who saw the action live. So let me go back to that day. When did you come to know that you have to move? What were you doing? Go back to the day when you got to know that you have to be there.
So the regiment was in Delhi.
Yeah.
And I came back from field. So my wife had just, the second boy was born, 6 months. We were already separated for a couple of years. The elder boy was 3.5 years. So since I came from field, I got...
Your wife was where, sir? Ma'am,
down south.
Down south में थी और Delhi में थे.
I was in the Far Eastern Aviation
Far
and then posted back to regiment at 10th year of service. You have to come back. Artillery officers don't fly. You have to come back to be a major, do your command report. Then probably if they want you one more tenure, then again you're back to artillery, then it is artillery only. So some guys, very few guys get permanently sucked into aviation. Most of the pilots do come back to regimental life after some time, regimental staff, primarily army. So, see, I'd left as a young officer with just 3.5 years service, battery second in command, observer. Oh, battery commander is it's a major. There are 3 batteries in a regiment and commanded by a colonel. So I would need at least 2-3 months to get into those shoes and become comfortable. And there was already a thing that the unit was going to move out of Delhi to some other station in the Western Front. So it was the last 3-4 months in Delhi and we had to move. So it was somewhere in May, I was alone. My wife was still to join me. I got a house. I booked a new Zen car also. I said I had an old 800 that was dying with
92.
99.
99. Oh, sorry, yeah,
99. I had booked a new Zen and put a loan also for it, some money of looking forward to, having a proper back with my wife and kids. So every day in the news, we would listen, some sporadic incident here, there, some fellows, some intrusion. That's how it comes. But every day it was, increasing. And after games in the mess, we would sit and discuss. And something was not adding up. Your military mind was saying that, no, there's much more than what is being shown. You can, infer. Because units were getting mobilized. We were also getting news. But sitting at Delhi, peace location, we would be last on the list. There are other rocket regiments ahead also. So one day we heard this news of these 2 aircrafts being shot down. Indian Air Force fighter aircrafts and 1 helicopter had fallen.
I
I told that the squad leader shot. And then that became serious because
it was on the MiG-23, I remember.
21, both 21. Yeah. Both were 21s. So that is an act of war, and now it was getting serious. And then I knew that something big is, cooking up. But not in my wildest dreams did I think that I would be there in 10 days. So 2 days later, I was sleeping. You have these internal telephones. Got a call from the exchange, and fellow told me, Operator CO Saab was calling yourself to the regimental headquarters. So Delhi, you have men, you have squabbles, some beating up something. I thought must be like that. I just wore my PT dress and I went and I found that the entire regimental headquarter block was fully lit. And we had an ops room and all officers sitting there very serious. Most of them were in uniform. CO was in uniform and I was in my PT rig. So when I went in, I saw that, they had one map of Kargil put up. Then something, I initial impression was I thought that the entire regiment has been mobilized. But the CEO said, Peter, no, one battery has to go. One part of the regiment has to go to, we got orders. I got the order just 1 hour back. They given us 48 hours to mobilize. So 48 hours, you should be out of the regiment. So I said, very good, sir. Fantastic. This is an honor. But I thought in my mind, because I'd come back from field, maybe later if it would be protracted, they might send me for a changeover. But there are two other battery commanders. We have three batteries. But both of them were very senior and both of them had medical issues. That's why they were posted to Delhi. So they were not in a fit condition to go. And I was 32. And though I was a youngster of that unit, the other two officers were youngsters of some other unit, just come for this compassionate post. The CO regiment was just 16 years old, and even the CO was not from our own unit. We have the tradition, the YO of a unit becomes the CO. That is the time we say that the units fully, become old. When a boy who's commissioned in the unit commands a unit, then it has reached its mature stage. So we were just sweet 16. 84, the regiment was raised. I said, Sir Peter, there can be nobody better than you. You're the youngest. You're a YO. You know the men, and you'll go. So for a moment, it was like, not that it was fear. It was such a tall order, and to travel 1,000 kilometers, take these guys, go fight there and come back. And I was shaken up, but within 15-20 minutes, my gyroscope stabilized and I knew this was it. But then, years of training and you have all these things, so everything fell in place. Orders were given. It was not a pure battery, it was an integrated battery, two guns from each of the batteries. We have three, Papa, Quebec, Romeo. So they gave me the best. In fact, the regiment had just come back from a long exercise, so a lot of repairs and breaks down. So they gave us the best launchers, 6 and increments from here. So it was an integrated battery, or, it was a, what do you call it, as the best pulled in battery with the headquarter of 2122, that is, we call it as Quebec. And 48 nahi 50 60 hours ho gaya tha, because I was also given the task of carrying 4,000 rounds of ammunition from Delhi dumps. So that was in 55 trucks. So 50-60 truck थी civil की, हमारी खुद की गाड़ी 2832, workshop element another 4, so 85 vehicles, 3 officers. I was the senior most, 2 youngsters, two both captains. So 1 lieutenant and 1 captain. And JCOs and 150 guys. So we just rolled and things were happening. First day, Ambala, second day, Jalandhar, third day, Jammu. All this while these boys were thinking that it's a very high intensity weapon and we will not be inducted, we'll be just, इनकी दिमाग में थी कि हमको जम्मू में रख लेंगे, उधमपुर में रख लेंगे. But as we came to Udhampur, there were some serious issues. I asked the commander there, sir, मुझे और एक दिन दे दो, गाड़ी को फिट करना है. बोलते हैं 1 या 2 लॉन्चर आप पहुंचो, पीछे ये फेचअप करते रहेंगे. Controlling the civilian vehicle also was tough. No mobiles, no nothing. And I can't put one co-driver in each because that will be 80 guys. But they were professional. We lost them en route, but by Udhampur, they were also with us. At least 80% of them with us. They knew that they had to reach there.
And they were with the ammunition.
Yeah, 40 trucks. All packed, people not. A lot of front support, people cheering up. Well, they knew that this convoys.
They knew what's
Yeah, because news by then was good. So the country was knowing that all these trucks which are going with shaded formation badges and with camouflage nets are going for battle. So we were treated well. Police everywhere, the right of way was given. And first night, June, we crossed Zojila and we camped 30 kilometers from actually where the action was taken. Next day, I walked in to the dug in command post of the artillery brigade there. Commander was Major General Rakwinder, now retired. He was a brigadier then. What a man he was. So much magnetism, aura. He was something, a guy out of a, ready to pounce in a boxing ring. So, and just a major, and something funny happened. I don't know for what reason. CEO thought that maybe I came back from aviation, I'll still be jetty. So he sent the 2IC also along. 2IC didn't come in our convoy.
2IC is second in command.
Second command, Lieutenant Colonel. So battery those days had no Lieutenant Colonel, only Major. So this guy landed up in Srinagar. He got a jeep and he joined us at once we crossed Zojira. So when we reported to the brigade, we were two guys were there. One Lieutenant Colonel, second command of the regiment, and battery commander. So every officer there in battle is an asset. They'll not let you go. So I became a little sort of spare. Though I was the commanding the battery, but my senior was there, so he would call the shots. And the commander saw the aviation badge, and generally pilots, and not that the other officers are not good, but pilots, because of our flying and our observation, our lookout to observe targets, acquire targets, rest them is a little fast. And they needed a lot of anchor observers at that point in time because some parts of Tololing were yet to be registered. So, see, when Tololing our posts were sighted looking at their site. When they took our posts, if they sit on our posts, it will be redundant. So they had resighted their posts looking at our road. So then in the targets, we have to acquire them once again.
Yep.
So.
And Tololing is just overlooking the highway.
And then they would bring in a barrage. So after 1 or 2 days, 2-3 engagements, commander told the BM, "Yeah, Peter को एक anchor OP में भेज दो because we have few days for just Tololing has to fall." There was no two ways about it. And there was no negotiation. It was non-negotiable. I am told that 55 to 60,000 rounds of fired in Tololing before it fell.
You had to 60,000 rounds.
Rounds of artillery on that.
Rounds of artillery.
50,000 rounds of artillery. Not only mine must have been 700-800 on that post, but all the regiments there. Brutal bashing up and fire planning. And the fire plan was made by a very, very smart, intelligent officer. He was a colonel then. He rose up to Major General. Alup Dev was commanding, I think, 41 or something. He was the architect of the fire plan. So we were the guys who were engaging. So I had to now see Delhi comfort from there to this place. You still with the battery, and suddenly he told you take your observer team and climb up. 2 operators, 1 technical assistant, and 1 more fellow for help. Out in the open, right into enemy territory, surrounded all over. So मेरी तो almost tight हो गया हवा, if I say, if I may use this term. Or so many things became tight actually. But grenadiers were sitting there, 22 guys were sitting there. That was I already held because that place was being protected as a firm base for another attack on a feature known as Black Rock after Tololing fell. So 22 guys were here. So we were to go and marry up with them. Marry up is a word we use, it is not to be read that we'll get into, conjugal right.
Conjugal bliss with the
Marry up
grenadiers.
is to join.
Correct.
So that is how I landed up there. So around 22nd, 23rd, I got the orders. 25th, I moved. And 4th or 5th, I was at party. Post party at 30,000 feet. No acclimatization. Detached from my battery. Battery was being looked after by the second in command. And I am with these boys, grenadier boys. Fantastic boys. The whole story of those 14, 12, 13 days. And with a lot of up and down, your memory, all that. So I took many years to write this book. I never had this in my mind, but been a good writer right from college. So I thought, why not? And finally I could make it.
Great. So So this is like 13,000 feet you are at outpost Bhati, right? Just because you use this word a lot of many times, a lot of viewers may want to know that what is the composition of a battery? What does a battery mean in an artillery?
Uh, Battery is
How many guns? Like
we call it a fire unit, independent fire unit. A regiment has got 3 fire units. Artillery regiment.
that means 3 guns,
18 guns.
18 guns.
Each battery has got 6 guns.
Okay.
2 command posts. Mobile command posts. One is the main command post, one is the reserve command post. So that if you split the battery into 2 troops of 3 guns each, you can use both the command posts. And to add to this, will have your ammunition vehicles, your observation vehicles, your line laying vehicles. Yeah, see, it's integrated. You have gunners, you have drivers, you have operators, you have technical assistants. Then you have your administrative guys, your cooks, your other fellows. So battery is got about commanded by a major. Nowadays, it's even by a young lieutenant colonel. 120 is the full battery composition of various
18 guns and troops.
six
Guns.
now 3
120
batteries.
troops.
Yeah. 3 guns, 3 batteries will make a regiment. So there's 18 guns. So that'll be about 400-500. Then there's a regimental headquarter also. Headquarter battery. So regiment will have, it depends. Medium regiment will have more men. It depends on the gun detachment. A medium gun will need 8 or 9 gunners. Launcher will need 5. A smaller gun will need only 4 detachments. So the strength depends on the kind of equipment you have.
So before I get into other details, I wanted to ask you one very fundamental question. We see that whenever there is some problem happening in the country, there's an uproar. Everybody says, attack kar do, ye kar do, wo kar do, war kar do. Maar do uda ke.
दिल्ली में एक बैड फ्लो है, कार पार्किंग के ऊपर इश्यू होती है, आप उस गाड़ी को भी क्रॉस कर दिया उसने, बात करेंगे इसमें बैठ के अपना उसको मार देंगे, बट जाके मारना एक बात है, उसके बाद उसका रिपरकशन फेस करना भी एक बात है. सो ये सब चलेगा, इमोशन बार्बर शॉप में भी बोलेगा, बाबा चाह में बोलेगा कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने ऐसे क्यों नहीं किया, उसको एक दिन बैठने के लिए बोलो ना. मैक्रो. But there's a shift, people can cry war, 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 but war is a terrible thing.
I'm going to ask you that.
It is a terrible thing. It is destruction not only of human lives, of your resource, of your progression. I think will people like to stand in line for ration and for bread and for oil and not have lights and not money and starve their children? If you a long way to war, it is evil. So now what our country doing is very good. Don't change your goalposts. Surgically remove what is troubling it. So your objective once fixed, you achieved that, you paralyzed him, you broken him. Back to the negotiating table. War is never a solution. It is only an instrument to bring you to the negotiating table. Even in the gangs, war gangs, we see a lot of movies. मास किलिंग हो जाती है, उसके बाद एक लल है, फिर द डोंट सिट एंड टॉक, दे डिवाइड देयर टेरिटरी ना, they don't keep endlessly killing each other, then there'll be no wounds. So that's how it is.
Did you by any chance have an impression before going for a war during your formative years, during your training days, that it's a very glorious thing, it's a very great thing, I am looking forward to the action and I'll go and I'll break the hell out of the enemy? Was that a feeling?
ये बचपना थोड़ा बहुत till you're a lieutenant and all होती है, but as you read a lot of campaigns, army treats your promotion exams have got military history. So you read those campaigns, you see the loss of life, you see the sufferings, you've seen divisions written off. If you read, you must read that book, by the way, Gideon Goes to War. It's about Major General, what's his name? Orde Wingate. Used to be the biblical name. Gideon was a very ferocious warrior in those days. With a few men, he had destroyed the Midianites in the Old Testament. So you see Orde Wingate, he fought so brutally with his division and stopped the advance of Japanese. Otherwise, Japanese would have been all over right till
You've given a reference in the book also, sir.
Yeah, he was one of my, I can never forget that personality. He was an intelligence officer in Arabia, the way, he was a gunner officer also. So that division, when it came back at just a few hundred men, 10,000 lives lost. So and 10,000 families are. So
So
war is okay to a
just by reading about it, you got convinced that it's a bad thing, or
it is not a bad thing. It's a necessary evil, but it has to be surgically and it has to be in doses, prescribed format.
how different it is when you read about it versus when you see it.
Seeing is terrible. I've seen a guy die. When my boy was shelled, the hip bone was open. I could see the white of it, and it was bleeding. And uh, to give context, I don't think vegetarians will understand this, but non-vegetarians, you go to a meat shop, you get that fresh smell of flesh and blood. It's overwhelming. So that smell was 20 times. I almost gagged. When I saw the blood and just seeping out. These are impressions one should not see, and if one should see it and feel it, should have the bandwidth to take it out. Can you kill a dog? Suppose I tell a guy, any civilian who says this thing, or an animal or a goat, I say, okay, just beat it with a stick. Can you do it? It's brutal. Even cutting a chicken, I mean, a lot of people eat. How can you kill a human being? You have to be pushed to that level. Okay, bombing, shelling is fine. But like in this book, you'll see snipers taking down guys. Willfully, consciously, you know that his life is in your hands. And you have cross-wired him, and at the pull of a trigger, he is gone. Your heart knows, your conscience knows. You're doing it for your country, but you have no personal enmity with that fellow. You don't even know him, XYZ. In this book, I've shown you a letter of everywhere, a lot of places. See, we all carry letters. If I had died, they have seen the letters of my wife.
I'll come to that. I'll come to that in a while.
So it is more. You should have a strong army, a deterrent, and a little bit of surgical actions. But full-fledged war, I don't think is the prescribed format in any era. At least now it is. You just can't afford it. You'll go back 50 years to the time when you stood in line.
What hits you the most during the war? Is it the smell? Is it the sight?
No, that you get battle inoculate. We were dirty, stinky, firing, killing. The whole thought of it's a gruesome business here. It's how do I say it? Yeah, you have wins. You destroyed the enemy. You killed him. You also lost a few guys. But at the end of it, sum total it's you do it for your country, he does it for his country. There were some very valiant guys who died fighting on the post for a reason. I don't know whether I know they were brainwashed. We went to take back only what was our ground. They were defending it. I don't know what radicalization would have taken place there. But it's sad, na, at the end of the day.
So when you're sitting on that post and when you are
There, see, if you let this too much of this thing come into you, then you can't fight. वहां तो साला आपको चलाना पड़ेगा वो हथौड़ा और weapon or firing. I'm saying, but still, it's not a clean business.
I get that, but I'm saying that when you are there, in the action, right? Is this the war?
It shuts off. Military training does it to you beautifully. All this is shut off. All this is after effects. It's like a hangover.
After effect is like after you back from the zone, or
So it can be it depends on people. When you have a nice drink, 2-3 large, that time you enjoy a drink up or एक ले लेते हो. सुबह when you get up with that very hangover ना, what them by God कल ज़्यादा नहीं करना चाहिए या कम करना चाहिए. So for me it was like that. I felt on top of the world because just 32 years and what the army trained me as a good artillery officer. I did everything. I brought glory to my unit. We lost only one boy in action. After that,
young boy.
No, 33-year-old Havaldar we lost. 2-3 guys wounded, but later one more passed away. But that was later.
You make a reference to him as Yudhir, right?
Lal Singh. Names may be slightly different. Yeah. I don't want to disturb the dead.
No, exactly. So I was referring to the name which you mentioned in the book.
So he was the best wrestler. Hulk, huge guy.
How did he lose him? How it happened? Do you recall the incident?
I know. I was the time in Jubar when this happened. And we had split the battery. Now you will see that in the second book. This fought is fought. After that, the battery gets split. I'm called by name there because I was a good OP officer. This part, which is being looked after by another very good officer, is a very upcoming officer. He became a general one day. He was a captain then. Again, names slightly changed. It was they were shooting also. There's very news guys had come and uh, they delayed some moment. So once you fire from a launcher, the immediate drill is you have to get out of that position because he takes a fix on. There's some delay. So they were firing direct, indirect and थोड़ा सा वो बीच में ये भी आ गए हैं तो कंफ्यूज में फोरे में थोड़ा सा डिले हो गया उसको लॉन्चर को निकालना 1 or 2 minutes and that fire guy fired a barrage. 7 guys were wounded from not our regiment, the Bagalwala Tutti Bofors also. This guy, his femoral artery got cut. That is the biggest artery. And he's a very strong guy. They tried to patch him up there in the field ambulance, nothing happened. Airlifted to Srinagar, nothing happened. Third day, airlifted to Delhi. Delhi, he died after 4 days out of kidney failure because they had already pumped in 10, 12, 13 liters of blood. So I think that weakness and the kidney could not process the new blood.
Because I think happened on the third or fourth day of yours on the post.
No, no. This will, yeah. Okay, there two. One fellow died at the post. That was an infantry guy. Sorry, my mistake. I've gone to this.
You gone to the Jubar ones. I'm talking about the one.
Yeah, that boy is a young bloody boy. It's one bloody thing just through and through. Shelling is terrible, huh? My
Can you explain how it happened?
shelling. See, they also.
It was a splinter, right?
Yeah, see, a shell when it breaks, it will break into many pieces, and it will come at a few hundred meters per second. It will land, and the piece will be at least 300 to 400 degrees will be the heat. So it's like a hot knife into butter. It will just go through it.
The shell.
Pieces of
the shell, the splinters.
It will explode, na?
Right.
So there will be thick metal, iron, rough edges. It will be hot, molten, something like a split knife which will go through you at that speed with that temperature. 400. 400 to 500 over, it will be that much. It's not less than that. I'm not, after you see the check, but it is red hot. My Jeep got shelled once. Again, Providence, I was saved. I had to take a leak. It's been long driving in the bloody. So I told my driver, kahin to ruko yaar, nahi to yahi mein bloody. Yeah, I will prove that my pant is, kya bolte hain, not waterproof. बोलता साहब मुझे नहीं करना है सब चलो ठीक है रुको. He both went out and shara that you see after some time if a shell is falling ahead of you or behind you, it comes with practice.
Yeah, there's a sound, right? You mentioned.
Yeah,
which they're different.
It's I can't explain it, but we know on ground whether it is going to fall before you or after you.
पता चल जाता
वो sound में ना it will when it goes.
whether it will hit you.
Hit तो पता
नहीं चलेगा.
तो भगवान but बहुत आगे है या पीछे है वो थोड़ा अंदाज है. लेट लो यार कुछ नहीं कर सकते. If you lie down flat ना, when it hits it will go this way.
The splinters go this way.
उसमें अगर आके आपको कोई ले रहा है तो फिर आपकी टाइम मार्क्ड है और आपको ऊपर ही आके गिरेगा तो फिर आपका टाइम रेड में मार्क्ड है. It's just like trying to protect you. तो एक आया it was a random इतना बड़ा piece आया, went through the glass, went through the seat, went ricochet, came out to the chassis of the gypsy, broke the toolbox and out. टूलबॉक्स के अंदर एक हेलमेट और 2 स्पैनर तो वो भी टूटा था. एंड द टूलबॉक्स वाज रेड हॉट. तो मैं सोचा अगर आई नॉट गॉट अप और मे बी इट केम अ लिटिल अर्लियर, ये पूरा जगह होता ही नहीं मेरा. Gone.
It was a matter of a minute or so.
Minute भी नहीं, milliseconds. I was थोड़ा sorry. I was थोड़ा सा क्या हो गया वो skin of your teeth. शक्ल के सामने आया और फिर गायब हो गया.
So this was when during the war only.
And during the war. This is actually in this book it is not there, but I'm telling you this experience was in the war later on. In that shelling, when we were wearing helmets, and that helmet cannot for The life of me cannot take a shell. So we're wearing some protection, knowing that will not protect you. But we had a lot of rocks. So we used to go and huddle, and I don't think I've embraced my wife also so hard the way I'd embraced that rock that day when the shelling came. Because you're shit. मैं क्या बोलूं? The smell of cordite, the smell of dust, and there is a peculiar smell of death. I can't really explain it to you. Death. It is it is metaphoric, but वो सब मिला के ना उसकी फर्स्ट जो एमिनेशन की स्मेल, वो मिट्टी की स्मेल, वो धूल की स्मेल, आपकी स्वेट की स्मेल, सब मिला के एक एक मैं कैसे एक्सप्लेन करूंगा, बट वो बहुत अजीब सा है. You know that death is lurking somewhere around. घूम रहा है. मैं इसको मैं मेरा फीलिंग को बता रहा हूँ आपको, बस इसको फील करना है कि पता नहीं. And if you read George Orwell, I've mentioned him. He, as a young police officer in British India, was to shoot an elephant which had gone wild. He didn't want to shoot the animal. He thought, कुछ treatment करने से, because it was actually beaten up and it had gone rogue because it was not treated well. But there, when he stood there and everybody was looking at him, they said, Maro, Maro, Maro. So that is the time he realized that he was a tool in the British Raj. If he didn't fire, the authority. So he shot the elephant on the forehead with his 12-bore gun. It won't die. Then it fell. He keeps on shooting it, shooting it, shooting it. It is not dying, it is breathing and bleeding. So he writes in that book, he says, powerless to live, powerless to die was the condition. And I was also the same. He writes, powerless to live, powerless to die. I can't put it to death. I cannot live. That feeling I had in the post. Powerless to live, powerless to die. It's a very funny face. It's a very
Powerful to live.
powerless to live, powerless to die. When you're shelled.
So you were powerless in both the cases.
For some time, till the shelling had to stop. You can't do a damn. You don't know when the next shell will come. But it will go. There's a pattern. He'll range onto you. One will go ahead. I told you, one will come behind.
How scary is it, sir?
It is scary.
I mean, when you first...
Many of us realize that our pants are not waterproof. At least a few drops. I'm being very candid. 2-4 drop to aa hi gaya, but I'm not saying that it is, what do you
No,
call
I understand. You're not trivializing it.
No, I'm not realizing it. I'm neither saying we are covered, but fear is there. You have to control it. Suddenly a bomb blast, अच्छे बंदों की war is a great leveler. Na? It'll differentiate a warrior who can control his fear and a warrior who cannot control his fear. So blackboards and AC rooms and operation plans other side. The truth is there on the ground.
So when you had that first encounter with the shell, जो आप बता रहे थे कि, you were sitting on the seat and right.
Talking about a soldier's love story.
So when this happened, or when this happens, such kind of, and seeing the first experience with death, what's the thought? It's like you remember home, family.
No, इसमें पहले भी एक बार मेरे साथ हुआ in an aircraft where I made a mistake when I was flying with my flight commander. I was a young pilot, but he made me fly as captain and he was flying as co-pilot. He was training me. So into bad weather, we flew in and I took a wrong turn and I should have turned back. वो थोड़ा था ना सर 3 मिनट ऐसे वो बंदा हुआ है उसको. It was a casualty back.
Evacuation.
तो ये and I was looking at him for validation. वो मुझे कोई रिएक्शन दे ही ना रहा आंख में. I said, sir, मैं जाऊं. बोलता you are the captain, my dear friend, you take the call. So 3-4 minutes into the flight and I realized that nahi. I turned back and there was fog behind also a bit. And instead of climbing up like a fool, I came down onto the valley thinking that we'll sit somewhere. वो भी नहीं हुआ. और फिर बहुत, it was totally, we were in a maze of clouds. But somehow उसने निकाल दिया वहाँ से अपना. Flight commander is very good. अगर मैं और मेरे जैसे कोई वो बेबी पायलट होता तो पता नहीं उस दिन we'd have been watched on the Brahmaputra. But it's too good, he kept it going, and that moment, those few moments there, छोटा सा क्या बोलो, एक sadness ना कि यार बस 27, and then images of my childhood, happy childhood, mama, papa, my wife, the first baby. It's not थोड़ा friends ना, हल्का सा flash किया कि मतलब आज, एंड एक छोटा सा कोल्ड स्वेट की जैसे भी एक वो फीलिंग था, निकाल दिया बट बाहर आके, फिर उसके बाद वो बम्बू दिया मुझे, उसमें वो सब मैं भूल गया था.
All coldness turned into hot. Huh?
Hotness. He made it hot for me. Had me nicely on the mat. Sorry, I mean, this is all the way we talk.
No, that's okay.
Not figurative.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, had me on the mat means I was roasted. But then it was very kind of him. After all the roasting, when he got into the vehicle, I went and stood like a child who had failed in all the subjects with my head down. He said, what are you doing today? I said, nothing, sir. Preparing the maps. He says, fuck the maps. You come over for dinner. So I went with my wife. And his wife had already known. He must have told her, he's at the Caymans out to relax here. He doesn't need any help. So we had that kind of army units have made that. It's a very nice, strong ecosystem. The CEO's wife will always be like a mother to the young officer. I don't know how it happens today.
There is another interesting incident when you had gone to your CEO's house and wife was consoling you for other reasons.
Yeah. Because you're a young boy, 23, 24 years, CEO to both bada aadmi hota. Nowadays CEOs are young. Those days CEOs were old enough. They're only children in college and all that. So अब उसका मतलब 23, 24 years में what are you? You're an officer, but you're still a young boy. तो मम्मी डैडी से अब कट हो. So they take on that moral responsibility. They will be hard with you also. CEO to will put you through, but you had a fallback system. That's why the love for the unit and for the worthy and for that still remains, that unit which you're born and grown, and you'll never forget it. It is always your identity to want to, or whatever.
Have you been in situations where you have to go and break the news to the family member?
No, I have not been at that level, but once in flying there was an accident. This is much before the war, where a call had to be given, where it was over, but a call had to be. Actually, the brigade headquarters takes on all this, but the initial call I was told to give to those days in 90s and all, it was a trunk call or something like that. STD booth said there's been an unfortunate incident, and we're hoping somebody will get in touch with you. That was also very difficult for me because I wanted to speak to the wife. I could not. I spoke to the mother of the wife. Why? Because he was here, she was with her. I don't know for what. So, and then I said, ma'am, then immediately there was a furor. But that was the only thing I did. Uska baad to they took on. And the aviation thing all they took on. But it was a fatal accident. It's tough, yeah. Breaking news. I'm saying breaking death, the news of death of a loved one is, for me, he may be a colleague, but for them, it is absolutely their loved one, the breadwinner of that family.
What is scary? Uh, or what is the biggest motivation to perform and to kill people?
In sports, what happens is, see, everybody says, sir, I fought for the flag. Civilian looks at you. आप देश का वो flag के लिए लड़ा है, country के लिए लड़ा है. आप अगर अच्छे स्पोर्ट्समैन हो फील्ड में और आपको 5 मिनट है, आपको उसका बस 5 गोल एक्स्ट्रा है, आपने 6 मारनी है, मिनट 2 ही मिनट है, उस टाइम में इतना चीयरिंग वूरिंग, कोई भी शॉट करो आपको दिमाग में आती है? नहीं, यू वोंट हियर ऑल दोस वॉइसेस. नहीं, आपको वो जो 3 बंदे हैं, कौन पास करेगा, कैसे डक करेगा, कैसे करना है, साला कितना बार करेंगे और इसको सेम में ले आना, वही दिखेगा. वॉर में भी क्या होता है कि ऑफिसर के लिए ऐसे है कि प्रूविंग अलग बात है, वो तो बाद में आती है, वो वैलिडेशन है ऑल दैट, वो सक्सेस स्टोरी का बात है. उस मोमेंट में वो जो टीम आपके साथ है, दे हैव टू बी सेफ, यू हैव टू बी सेफ. and you have to do your best to achieve that. वही दिखता है.
You don't think about your family.
कुछ
just
नहीं आता है.
factory.
जब it's all gone. That moments are like, ये मेरा ऑपरेटर, मेरा वो, ये इसको टारगेट लेना है, छुपना है, बस इसको मारना है, रगड़ना है, गन्स को लेना है. There's so many things running in your mind कि you don't know where you are sitting. That's why you see many times, a guy got shot, he realizes after some time that he is very wounded. And it has come so much of that. In those 40 days, 45 days, I would have hardly eaten food. Living on chai, tea, एक दो bread, थोड़ा बहुत दाल खाना, cigarettes, I ordered में एक दो लगाना, कभी एक drink भी लगा लिया this time में. What was driving me? Tremendous amount of energy from inside. I think that evolves as a soldier slowly. बिजनेस में भी ये देखो, यू रिलेट टू लाइफ, नॉर्मल लाइफ. एक आपको प्रोजेक्ट मिला IT में, इतनी क्रोर्स की है, वॉर नहीं है, बट व्हेन यू आर फिनिशिंग द लास्ट 2-3 days द प्रोजेक्ट, व्हेन यू पैक इट, आपको घर याद आती है, बच्चों की टेस्ट याद नहीं आती है ना.
So true, but I you have the privilege and luxury to comparing the two because you have been on the other side. I never dare to do that because I think the two worlds are.
No, I'm not saying the dangers, but the conflict in the mind.
I get it, but I mean, I being on this side, if I think like that, I feel that I'm doing a disservice to the people in
You
uniform.
can that way, but see, wow, the human being is such a.
You definitely can make that choice.
No, why I'm saying is that is the human mind and the being is so good. आप किसी भी हार्श कंडीशन में जाओ ना, अडेप्ट हो जाते. वहां भी ना, उस रॉक्स के अंदर मुझे गरम काफी चाय मिल गया, 2 रोटी गरम उसने दे दिया, और वो राजस्थानी वो पिकल दे दिया, थोड़ा सा वो प्याज दे दिया, कटा हुआ एक वो मिर्ची दे दिया,
पंडित जी को
टमाटर दे दिया. क्या चाहिए आपको खाना के लिए? कोई बंदा है जो सुबह थोड़ा गर्म पानी देने के लिए, मतलब यू विल डाउन स्केल.
Right. What was the average sleep during that time?
यार, I was trying to see night में we were also taking turns. That major told me ये इलाका आपकी है, 2 hours देना है, but my operators and my 2 operators and the P है ना, they said साहब हमारा हुक्म है आप कि आप सोएंगे, क्योंकि आपने सुबह ना रजिस्टर करना है टारगेट, आपको दूरबीन में देखना है 3-4 घंटे, आपको पिकअप करना है, हम सिर्फ लिख रहे हैं, ऑर्डर पास कर रहे हैं, गन्स को आप मैपिंग कर रहे हैं, आप प्लीज सो जाओ. बोला नहीं मैं करूंगा सर, आप प्लीज मत ये मत करो, आप सो जाओ, हम तीनों को फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. फिर भी थोड़ा बहुत ऐसी गेटअप बेचती, बट दे वर सो गुड दैट दे सेड आप काम किसके लिए आए हो साहब, आपको कमांडर साहब क्यों भेजा है, रजिस्टर करना है ना टारगेट, रात में भी एंगेज करना है. जब रात की एंगेजमेंट आएगी अभी वॉर को पहले रजिस्टर तो करेंगे आप, तो आप फ्रेश होना चाहिए.
So, sir, does the lack of sleep affect your performance in assessing the ground?
नहीं, तो आई थिंक गॉड एम्पावर्स. साला
नॉर्मल टाइम पे नहीं होता, राइट? उस टाइम पे एम्पावर नहीं
टाइम में आप ऐसे फेटिक सोचते हो, यार ये क्या करना है, because that you're on peace mode, but what is the real thing ना.
So it's a different energy dose.
That energy, I don't know, it is unique. It is all the guys who've gone through that will know, because there then not only your unit has been touched, the commanders given put faith in you, your regiment का इज्जत is at stake. All those years of training is on the mat, on the ground. So what answer do you have if I don't register it properly? I fire on the wrong target and the infantry goes and gets slammed. The responsibility on your mind is very, very heavy.
So the pressure to perform is more because of the orders of the senior or because of the responsibility of
the... No, it's a thing. That is just a few lines. They won't say specifically. They'll just say orders are that you go identify effectively, register and engage. That is a scope. They won't say his ridge mein, his less mein wo nahi. It's not like a mathematical test that you have to write a theorem correct. A broad narrative is given. And you have been trained well in analysis, in terrain analysis, in intelligence, in spotting the enemy, in seeking its disposition, throwing fire, finding out. Then how effectively you map it, how effectively you register it, so that when your troops are going up, you can subdue them. So it is all internal. यार. कोई नहीं, even जवान को, everybody at that stage, is your net as a team, but your scope of duty, there is nobody sitting on your head.
But you have a responsibility of the men around you. And that's a big pressure.
Yeah, those fellows, I'm telling you, Indian soldiers or any soldier will matter. The moment they see that thing in your eyes, they watch. Eyes are the biggest giveaway, I'm telling you. आप डर भी दिख जाती है, उसमें रिजॉल्व भी दिख जाती है, सीरियसनेस भी दिख जाती है, प्यार भी दिख जाती है ना. So eyes are the greatest. So अगर वो डर आपकी आंख में देख लिया, देखेगा थोड़ा, बट देन इफ यू कम बैक और पूछेंगे साहब आप थोड़ा परेशान हो, क्या है, नहीं यार थोड़ा ऐसे ऐसे सोच, बट इफ ही सीज योर फंक्ट देन यू लॉस्ट. वो होता नहीं है, बिकॉज आर्मी का ट्रेनिंग एंड ड्रिल्स एंड इज्जत है, आपकी इज्जत है, फैमिली की इज्जत है, इतनी शील्ड्स है, ये सब मैं बोलता हूँ बूस्टर डोजेज है आप. तो वो जो पार्ट है ना, जो डर है, उसको वो पैरालाइज कर दे. डर है, बट यू हैव टू एसेस इट, टेक इट ऑन, कंट्रोल इट. इफ somebody says मैं डर ही नहीं है, मैं I'll go and take 20 bullets.
That happens only in movies.
movie
या मेरे साथ भगवान की चादर मैंने ओढ़ी हुई है, गोली चलाओ.
बुलेट भी कुछ नहीं करेगा. If you take a bullet, you think you can walk after that? You will just thrown to one side. 80 joules on impact will kill you. In any vital part, 80 joules of energy on impact will kill you. That is those old weapons, 7.62 weapon 303. They had that many joules. The weapons now are less than that. So the aim is not to kill you, but to maim you. But if you get maimed, 2-3 guys will have to look after you. So you have further made you redundant. So ये सब बकवास है. You have to hard लेके, you have to protect yourself. You have to, your mind should be very clear, not to die today, but to make the other guy make the sacrifice for his country if required.
So you went through, you saw death, right? There's a pressure to perform. Was a moment when you became furious, in a sense, were you provoked, or are there instances in your career that you've seen where you're provoked by the enemy to open fire, to do something wrong?
ये हुआ, all the while इसमें हुआ, because you try to maintain a state of calmness, but नहीं होता, because माहौल ऐसा है, hostile conditions में हो, परफॉर्म कर रहे हो, आप थोड़ी प्रेयर कर रहे हो, आप भी तो उसको ले रहे, I mean you're ठोकोing, registering है. So especially on that post, when that guy died, a dog died, and things were broken, shelled, one radio set, bayonet, sling and bayonet, nice names, they're very cute buggers. I thought if I have a dog, I'll name one of them like that. But we got one small little nice kuchi puchi girl, Cocker Spaniel. So they called her Betsy. And she was scared of the squirrel also. So how can I say she's bayonet or sling? So rage aati hai. So that's why I said when that attack was on the post in the book, if you see, when I saw the ferocity of Pahalwan and Suleiman Ketat, when they integrated the rifle, and they became one entity. The way they took people,
Pinpointed four kills, right? Three kills.
I was very floored. Charge and just speed, and that is the time that boy looked to me like a lad from Rajasthan, lovelorn, just come into Fauj because it was a tradition. Sniper bhi ban gaya, because kill tha. But the wolf in him, the predator in him, I saw the moment the engagement took place.
You very interestingly discuss, Suleiman character sniper, who's very good with poetry, shairi, and
He is embedded in my heart, because see, I don't know, I might be wrong, but all soldiers, good soldiers are hopeless romantic souls. Not me, unquote.
Well, either I have to ask that to ma'am, or you have to justify why you were so romantic. In both the cases, I think you will be in a sticky wicket.
The point is very simple. A thing of beauty is joy forever. So if something is beautiful, you must admire it. So if a woman is beautiful, don't have, you can always, No, don't ask me which level and what level or not. But
No, we'll have that separate discussion when ma'am is around. So then we will have this on purely on this subject, that how romantic and how good how we'll discuss today how good a soldier you have been and your team. Um, we'll come to that part later on. So they were close to 800 to 1,000 meters away from you,
and
right?
closing it.
And closing in, right? How do you provocate or instigate each other?
यार उसको पता है कि एक रजिस्ट्रेशन है, अच्छा हो रहा है, वो भी उसका भी आर्टिलरी ओपी ट्रायंगुलेट कर रहा है, ट्रायंगुलेट तो करेगा, we know from the fall of shot and all that. So to validate it, they would have said किसी को भेजो, because this was a nice plinth you were holding.
Because they attacked you first.
They came. I mean, it was not. It was
No, I'm talking about the artillery shell.
because वो triangulation का first phase है.
हाँ.
पता चला कि कुछ है, फायर करो, उसके बाद चेक करो कि बंदे हैं या कुछ मरे हैं ना, वो पोस्ट डैमेज भी चाहिए ना, पोस्ट स्ट्राइक डैमेज असेसमेंट.
That is when you shot them.
No, तब तो that is the time I didn't realize, because I was in the mind of an artillery officer, engagement flying. ये जो पिन पॉइंट जो देखते हैं ना, वो इन्फेंट्री वाला दे वेरी गुड एट, दे नो मूवमेंट, दे नो दैट समथिंग इज कमिंग. वो बुक में भी वही बोल रहा है ना, सब देखो इसमें क्या दिख रहा है आपको. हाँ, then I see 2, 3. वो उस टाइम एक्चुअली मेरी थोड़ा सा हवा टाइट होगी, because this was a real thing, holding the line and he is coming on to you. So that is the time I said, yeah, I think मुश्किल है. We were 20 guys, क्या करेंगे?
And they were calm. These guys were calm. Infantry guys.
No, then see what happened was, when they fired, killed, they opened the machine gun, the thing stopped. But then I quickly picked up and I knew, I saw the range, I brought 30 rounds of gunfire on them. So that would have massacred who was there, and they ran away. And then we went below also to see it. And that there's one roving patrol also, no, Niche. One officer and few fellows, a mobile patrol team. They also told us. So that was also a very scary moment in those 12, 14 days when we were there. वो भी सोचा एक बार, चले अगर पकड़ा गया तो, because that fellow was very brutally killed, one lieutenant ना, तो 2-4 दिन के लिए मैं एक बुलेट भी रखा था अंदर, 2 बुलेट ना, इसमें से कार्बन से.
You're talking about the lieutenant that was.
That was not a part of a story. 4 जाट का.
Correct, sir. Captain Saurabh Kal.
सौरभ कालिया. मैंने क्या किया इस पोस्ट में, मैं सोचा अगर सब मर गए और मुझे वो कॉर्नर कर दिया, तो इनकी हाथ में, होशेज के हाथ में प्रिजनर वॉर नहीं बनना. तो 2 बुलेट मैंने पॉकेट में रख लिया, मतलब टू डू द थिंग विच. बट 2 दिन के बाद मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगा, इस साला इतना क्या डर है, फिर निकाल के. दैट वाज अ गुड मोमेंट. there's a transformation in my mind कि नहीं.
It's interesting because in the movies again there's a lot of jingoism, a lot of heroism shown, and which I know exists in the ground. But you're talking about a transition from a fair where you had kept the bullets, 2 bullets, and then you later on you threw them.
Threw them नहीं, put them back in the magazine. That was safe कि सब कुछ खत्म हो गया, तो सराउंड कर लिया, तो 2 है, अपने आप को ठोक दो. तो मैंने सोचा 20 बंदे हैं, मेरे बंदे हैं, ऐसे थोड़ी मरेंगे तो फाइट दे के मरेंगे ना. मे भी क्रॉस फायर में मर जाएंगे, लेकिन ये वाला नहीं करने का. And then it's against religion also, ना. God does not give the authority to take your life, whatever it be. Life is given by the universe or by God. You have no right to take it yourself. That's a belief, ना. आपको मोक्षा तो मिलेगा नहीं उस सोल को.
When news of your comrades being brutalized, what kind of feeling and reaction on the ground it translates to?
This is in context with the book.
In the context of not exactly the book, I know because it did not happen on this post.
Infantry.
But yeah, as you are part of Operation Vijay overall, right? So there is something happening. You can't be indifferent to it.
As a civilian father, you're 40, a child, a teenager, sometime later. His vehicle or something is brutalized by a few rowdies. He's beaten out. Okay. How will you feel? As in a very civil environment, you will have rage, ना? You will have rage. आपकी खून है ना वो, आपका बेटा है ना. when you see him crying or bleeding, and 2-3 guys have done it just for the heck of it. In whatever manner you can, you will fight ना. तो ये भी मेरी फैमिली है, मेरा ये दूसरा भाई है वो, और मेरे पास वेपन्स भी है, वॉर में भी है, जंग में भी है, ट्रेन भी हूँ, तो मैं थोड़ी वहां जाके उसमें श्लोक पढ़ूंगा. आई विल हैव, वो अपने आप आ जाता है कि चला फाड़ दो. सैडिस्टिक नहीं कि उसको बंदा को रख के टॉर्चर करके. सी
So we gave them bloody well
Yeah.
noise.
was
Against that one, against that petrol party, what happened to unfortunate to
वो रख के नहीं किया ना यार, ये सब 15-20 मिनट में खत्म हो जाता है ना ये खेल. तुम रख के 2 दिन के बाद उसको यहाँ कर रहे हो वो दैट इज सोल्जर थोड़ी है वो तो ब्लडी गुंडा है. मारो तो सीधा मारो. देन वंस ही डाइज, या यू डाई, यू रेस्पेक्ट हिम, बिकॉज आपको बीच में कोई पर्सनल एनिमिटी नहीं है ना. वो उसका मुल्क के लिए फाइट कर रहा है, आप अपने मुल्क के लिए फाइट कर रहे हैं. अभी देखना एक पाकिस्तानी पायलट ने कितना बढ़िया से लिखा उसको अपना एयरफोर्स पायलट के बारे
I read that.
में. that is an honorable, you respect him. You might not be friendly, but you respect. And even the story of I don't know whether they've read it.
But does Pakistani army deserve any respect with the kind of action they have done?
Now they bloody see 70s and all. This is a very famous story when their field marshal rang up Cariappa and asked him.
I'm aware his son was
Salary
paid, right?
No. Then this story of Arun Khetrapal, father being that fellow apologizing.
Correct, because they'd gone for the reunion of the Sainik of the
जो भी है,
military academy.
going and apologizing. Then they were good soldiers. I don't know what's happened. That this pretty all these things of mixed
Radicalization.
and radicalization and this new thing of otherwise they were their line divided us ना. अगर वो Radcliffe नहीं line नहीं होता, and अगर 47 में it was rewritten in some other way. That book is very beautiful. You must read it, Freedom at Midnight, if you get a chance. I've read that book 4 times. First time it was in 10th standard. They say that a secret which could have changed the destiny of India was there in one of the hospitals in Bombay. It was the X-ray of a man, advanced stages of tuberculosis. He used to smoke some 60-70 cigarettes a day, and his days were numbered. Had they known this, they would have waited.
Correct.
Or even if they had made him, I don't know, he would have lived a few months, then this place would have come into it. वो partition होगा ही नहीं. Now you gave such a beautiful thing to the Britishers that मैं जाते जाते ना आपकी लगा के जाता हूँ और लाइन केस हो. नहीं तो हेटेड होता है ना, वो भी पंजाबी है, वो भी. If you take a normal Pakistani town without the names, their dialect, the way they speak, you cannot make out the difference between India and Pakistan. इतनी हेटेड कहाँ से आए?
It is a potential
driven. It's just an agenda. It's very sad यार. अगर वो Radcliffe लाइन नहीं होता है तो ये सब नहीं होता ना.
So they definitely crossed. I mean, Pakistani army definitely crossed that line, right?
Yeah. They see. I don't know, Mom.
Crossed the line.
You want to go back to history. 1948 they tried. That's why we lost those sectors. 65 they tried. It became no go. 71 we delivered a master stroke. We bloody divided them. Not out of intention, but it happened so. So that became a big grouse. Then it was always there in them. And they had to sell a story back to get, see, they lost the wars. So you have to fuel the people there. Na? So
As a matter of fact, they've not won even a single war anywhere.
Maybe small acts of heroism, one post taken here and there for their bravery. But as in a theater or in a battle, I don't think they won. See, actually, if you see technically, no war is won by anybody, just that somebody's got a upper hand. Because you also taken hits, you also lost lives. Somewhere he has entered, somewhere you entered. But when you overall sum it up, you won the war.
So there's an incident of, I mean, on one side we have the Pakistani army who behaved like gundas, the way they tortured. On the other hand, we have a situation where, it was the recommendation of one of our CEOs that one of the officers of the Northern Light Infantry I don't know, officer or men, but then I remember that he was awarded with Nishane, had the highest.
That fellow, yeah, who used to come into our Sher Khan, who used to come into our radio sets and jam us and talk to us and all that. He used to do that. He used to come back, we also heard the transmission once. I've actually put that in this book. This is
There's an incident that you talk about here, where
many places has happened, but that guy, whether I don't know whether it was that guy, they'll know your frequency. They'll say, आ जाओ, आ जाओ, ऊपर आ जाओ, जन्नत दिखाते हैं आपको। तो आपको और रह जाएगा ना, साला अपनी जगह में बैठ के हमको बोला कि तुम जन्नत भेजेगा, अब देखते हैं अभी कौन जन्नत
can
जाएगा।
you share some funny incident of exchange of such conversations? Did you have that?
No, I didn't. I only heard this. यार इतनी काम थी, मैं उसमें टाइम नहीं था उसको वापस कुछ करने के। और बोला चल alternate channel में चला। We were more scared that they should not listen to our passage of orders and all that. They were jamming and all that now. I am passing references. I am passing probable targets, and some fellow is talking to me. Instead, I change the channel and come and get it alternate frequency.
So when you go for a war, right? You also mentioned about writing farewell letters. Can you tell me the tradition about that? How it is?
Tradition, I don't think many write, but मुझे लगा कि दो लोग के लिए लिखना जरूरी था। पापा को तो because he was my first hero. He was a service officer, very fine man. From the age of 6, he gave me a dictionary and an atlas. Every time in Delhi we had an old Herald car. He'll take me to this place, Connaught Place. He'll make me come back home and write something about what you did. I'll get a gift. And then the love for words, reading. Then my maternal grandfather was a librarian. So this slowly evoked in me. And then he taught me good values. He didn't push me for marks. He said, if you have a dream, you should write it. Encourage me. I was an outdoor boy, cycle, expeditions, everything. So, and never was very harsh on me. Marks, though, he was academically very brilliant, topper, MSc and all that. I'm to 60 marks wale the. But he knew that there was a spark in me. So, I had to write a thank you letter to him. And I definitely had owned or I had to write something to my wife. She's 27 years old, married her when she was 21, from a nice business family, 2 children, not seen much of life. I had to tell her that this will happen.
Can you share what you wrote?
It was, I don't remember the contents, but I said that, Anita, if you open this, I would not be there. But it is sad. In a way, I think I have cheated you. But it was an arranged marriage. And I have not died in a gunfight with through a humor with some thugs. This is very serious business. But notwithstanding that, you have a lot of cousins abroad. Good, please study. The government itself will, give you something and look out of the children when take the help of my parents. They'll be there and find a new life for yourself. I'm very happy. Because it's too young, yeah. 27 years, what do you want? Eventually, I would become memory. Nah? But I asked her, she asked me this. She says, no, you don't know the psyche of a woman and a woman who's lived with a man who's worth it. In a few years now, then that woman will never be able to. Because you've seen a man go with so much of this thing and go for the country and glory and given 2 beautiful boys, such a nice system. Oh, you. What will I get? One more identity of Mrs. So-and-so. Or maybe, and the desire and all that part, once all these things take over, I would have done something well out of the boys. I would not have married. That's what she said. But in that letter, I said, I would be happy if I make a like yourself. And but that letter story is that Jesu didn't take it only, and we had to make a bloody deal. And then he took the deal.
I mean, I think he was very reluctant to take that letter.
Because we grew up together. No, for him, he was actually upset.
You grew up together.
When I joined the unit, he was a knight. I was a lieutenant playing basketball, एक ही करना वो करना इंस्पेक्शन के ठीक कराना वहां से कुछ चुरा के पेंट करना ये सब करते हैं ना छोटा मोटा जो ऑफिसर है बट मैं फ्लाइंग चला गया,
Partner in crime.
फ्लाइंग चला गया, वापस मेजर साहब आया, फर्स्ट थिंग ही केम, मुझसे सुबेदार बन गया वो, राम राम साहब पकड़ो ना. So when you tell him, and he was 8-10 years elder to me. तो बच्चा जैसे आया तो 20 साल में गन में हर चीज उसने सिखाया मुझे. सब साइड को ऐसे सेट करते हैं, इसको ऐसे करते हैं, इसको ट्रैवर्स करते हैं, इसमें ये है, एग्जामिनेशन को ऐसे फिट करते हैं. बिकॉज यू कम फ्रॉम जनरल ट्रेनिंग, आर्टिलरी का ट्रेनिंग बिफोर यू गो फॉर योर वायोस, दीस फॉलो योर उस्ताद्स ना. हर चीज उसने सिखाया. तो ये सम लाइक एन उस्ताद ओनली टू मी. एंड नाउ ही इज द सीनियर जेएसयू, आई एम द बैटरी कमांडर, एंड आई एम टेलिंग हिम एट 32 कि साहब शायद मैं नहीं आऊंगा तो ये घर भेज. तो ही इज अ टफ सरदार ना, ही कैनॉट थिंक ऑफ डेथ. वो तो ये ऐसे कैसे हो जाएगा साहब, वो एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर रहा है. बट अगर हो गया तो कुछ ना कुछ तो फिर मैंने वो डील लगाया कि साहब.
What was the deal?
डील तो वो सरदार को कुछ करने में कितना लगता, सब बहुत गंदा होगा, पता नहीं वहाँ पानी पुनी मिलेगा, अच्छा गर्म पानी रखो, नया ड्रेस रखो, अच्छा दारू पीते हैं हम, उस दिन मना है. हमारे लिए मना नहीं है, और चिकन बना के रखना. हाँ ठीक है सर. तब ना उसको अब मेरे सामने चला, पकड़, उस क्लर्क को दे दिया उसको. मुझे पता है कि चलो अगर कुछ हो जाएगा तो लेटर तो चल जाएगा,
Letter safe है.
बट जब आएगा ना उसने उसको जलाया, दारू पिलाया, चिकन खिलाया, नया ड्रेस था, मालिश भी किया उसने बार बार ने. आपको मालिश करो बोट रहे. Our troops are amazing. They babysitting. They're like,
I mean, you also mentioned that, he sent as part of the logistics to you a bottle which was unwrapped and was supposed to be opened only when to Rolling Falls.
वो I didn't open it there. I think वो जितना फास्ट हो गया आधा बटालियन के
Correct.
नीचे आया. वो पता था साहब भी खुश रहेंगे. एवरी फेलो हैड इट देयर. हाँ, हर बंदा के पास कुछ ना कुछ था. ऊपर पोस्ट में थोड़ा बहुत यार, यू कैन बी वेरी स्ट्रिक्ट आउट देयर, है तो है. वहाँ थोड़ी अपने होल्ड द पोस्ट ना. 13,000 feet you can't drink also यार. एक ड्रिंक में आपकी हवा टाइट हो जाएगी, ऑक्सीजन नहीं है. यू कैन टेक वन स्मॉल लिटिल, क्या एक ढक्कन थोड़ा ले सकते हो बस, वही आपको टाइट कर देगा.
One of the funny incidents, you mentioned about.
Is that fellows the fun?
No, I'll come to a couple of them, and one is I want to deep dive into the hygiene factors at the post. You were very very concerned about the change of underwear.
Well, yeah, the soggy underwear can be. Everybody knows how it is. You find something.
No, I don't know that how it is for 12 days or 4 days or 5 days.
No,
I've never tried. No.
Try it for 2 days. Yeah.
I'm happy with my current regimen, sir. I mean, otherwise.
No, I would have removed that also. It was cold. Yeah. Sorry.
So after
I inverted it.
You inverted it. So you inverted it after how many hours?
2 days.
2 days. And
one more inversion I had to do.
And then one more inversion.
By then the underwear came.
So the underwear came after what? 4
or 5 days.
4 or 5 days.
Oh, it was so nice to have a wash.
Were they the right size of the, and were they the men's underwear?
Yeah.
Because you mentioned the apprehension that you were scared that, why.
That happened in my unit when it was a long time back.
Share with me on that.
Unit CSD has got numbers, index numbers or some. So you have to give that number, that particular item will come. So that Subedar, Malayali Subedar, who was typing the request, put a wrong number, the next number. So the first number was for VIP Frenchy men. The second one was for those days, it was known as.
Let's not get there. I mean, let's not get to the model, but.
For the females. So वो आ गया.
Why?
वो आ गया, bloody 4-5 box आ गया, 3 must be 2,000-3,000. So one guy must, I don't know, where किया तो बोलते ये तो सर होल्ड ही नहीं करता है. नहीं बहरा नहीं होगा, फ्लावर फ्लोर देख के घबरा गया होगा.
नहीं, इसे नो होल्ड नहीं कर रहा.
Then
experience talking about.
Then the 2IC was upset. He says, how do you disperse them? He said, every bugger goes on leave. If they take 5 of this, we give them 1 extra bottle. Some guys took, some guys did not, because I don't know whether they had this habit in the villages to wear. Then we distributed to many units, requested them कि stock को push कर दो.
So that is because it happened in the peace time. You were
That percent my mama साला मैं
अगर यहाँ पे 5 दिन के बाद 4 दिन के बाद अंडरवेयर आया और दूसरा वाले तोड़ के आ गया.
मैं क्या करूँ?
So then I'm in a
Thanks. तो वो पुरानी वाली मेमोरी आ गई मेरे दिमाग में. साला पता नहीं some really idiot no but अच्छा वाला है यार. I'm so happy.
So you talked about color demarcation of areas of relieving yourself.
Yeah. Yellow
हाँ.
flag.
तो उसमें क्या उसमें भी every individual had their areas marked.
That is all unwritten, unspoken. Because officer के पास वो नहीं आएगा. Ultimately, you're putting some mud over it, or you're sitting somewhere. You are relieving yourself where it is falling off somewhere. It's yucky, it is dirty, but under the conditions of war. So वो सब unwritten rules है कि कैसे जाना है, वैसे जाना. वो इसका I'll tell you another good story. In practice camp in the deserts, when I was a young officer, the 2IC had gone to relieve himself. It was just an overnight stay. So he was sitting among some bushes with the bottle. How to clean himself. So 4 or 5 soldiers were going, they said, Jain, Sriman, दाहिने भैंस तब अभी करना है उसे turn करो. बोलते साला I'm very crapping and the bugger is saying दाहिने they can making fun of me. Get everybody out of there. Yeah.
So I mean, they were marching. The guy was there. And
He was quietly doing his job in the bushes. Chains, Saab. Imagine the 9 fellows are looking at the 2IC relieving himself. It's fun here. You have such film namunas. No, we don't know whether he really did it or he purposely did it to upset him. But he says, साहब आप तो सीनियर है मुझे सैल्यूट करने के लिए पता है.
and then they were funny punishments.
कुछ खाना पीना वहाँ तो कॉन्स्टिपेशन ही चल रहा था. वहाँ मेरी पानी भी कम था सारा. Thai yellow area flag was terrible times there. 15 days, no bath, nothing. But something drove us.
And then there were funny thefts and punishments. The hot water and
Oh, that fellow was, one fellow was taking bath, Nobody's got the thing of bath. One cook was having a bath, the civilians saw it. So he flicked his clothes. And it is very cold there.
so nobody was supposed to have a bath.
And यार वो full 2 bucket गरम करके हाँ आराम से वो सोप डाल के
वो पूरा मंदाकिनी फॉर्म में
चला ये सिरे जैसे इतना ही होता है. He removed the dress and said तुम 2 पत्थर पकड़ के आओ. वो पत्थर पकड़ के आया. And then all the cold icy winds would have gone into all his very
cavities.
very entrance and all that.
So
फिर मुर्गा बनाया उसको दिया नहीं 5 मिनट मुर्गा बनाया. फिर एक
गर्म पानी की
कपड़ा दिया. स्टोरी एक करके उसको ड्रेस दी और बोले सब के लिए यही होगा. Nobody is even think of taking a bath here. पर हमको थोड़ा सा जैसे कि वन भागना तो we could थोड़ा सा भाई पना से. These are the places बाकी.
And as such, it's a cold terrain, so you're sweating less.
But morning में temperatures to go up. Sitting right and under the sun. There's no overhead cover. Out in the open.
So did he dare to take a bath after that?
I don't know, but that was very nice. And the other fellow was pale one with this potty stomach. Then the third guy with the lace, I think, they tied the lace.
Yeah. So that was again a.
Yeah. See, all these things are healthy things. यार वहाँ life and death के अंदर हो कुछ ना कुछ तमाशा नहीं होगा तो फिर how will you live यार? फिर वो 2 दिन उसको चलाएंगे.
It's called a battle inoculation.
मतलब वो थोड़ा सा brotherhood है.
Right. So on brotherhood part, when you as artillery guys went there, I mean, you know, like, yeah, so you were not like you were the lazy or you were the.
ये नमूने
कहाँ से आ गए?
पहले they saw my carbine, they started laughing. ये छोटी सी पिस्टल है, वर्क हो, उसको पास स्नाइपर है, बड़ा गन है, मशीन गन है. हम छोटा सा स्नाइपर और 2 है और 2-3 बैटरी लेके 2-3 रेडियो सेट लेके पहुंच गए. मेरा काम था वो रेडियो सेट ही Alpha 4-3, Gun 3, Delta 5 net. In this target throughout, I was yapping, giving them coordinates, registering it. वो सुनसान है जगहों पर. 13,000 feet, of course, enemy hai, but no noise, no vehicle, nothing. Sun, ऐसे है, only the wind factor. And उसमें एक बंदा लगा हुआ रेडियो सेट में throughout the day. तो इवन स्लो डेसिबल उसको लगता है कि मैं बहुत हैवी बात कर रहा हूँ. तो एक बंदा आके बोला सर वहाँ सुन लेगा, थोड़ा आराम से बात कीजिएगा. तो उन्होंने सोचा कि ये पता नहीं सिविलियंस आ गए हैं ऐसे, पता नहीं.
समझ नहीं आता है इनको पहाड़ी पे कैसे लड़ना
When I
है.
brought the fire, 30 round, 60 round, and we saw the enemy erupting and smoke and coming. इस छोटा सेट में आप इतना कैसे करते? और बात करता हूँ, बट सबको कैसे जाता है, वो सिस्टम है, रेडियो सेट है ना, सब अलाइंड है. देन दैट फ्लो आल्सो इंटरेस्टेड कि आप कैसे वहां पहुंचते हो, वो कैसे उसको लेते हो.
We'll come to that. We'll discuss about those technicalities of firing and So, so what was the moment that you felt that these guys have started accepting me, the infantry hard boys?
दूसरे दिन से क्या हुआ ना, वो दैट फ्लो पहल सुलेमान कटाट पास में बैठ के था. सर ये क्या कर रहे हो? तो उसको भी आप डांट रहे हो, उसको भी सिखा रहे हो, कुछ बना रहा है टारगेट मैप फैन. तो आई स्टार्टेड एक्सप्लेनिंग टू कि आप लोग की वेपन इसको होल्ड करेगा, अगर उसको वी हैव टू फायर टेक दैट ऑन, वी नीड टू बम्बार्ड, वो बड़े तोप के साथ होगा. तो वो कहाँ करना है, कैसे करना है, वो मैं कर रहा हूँ काम. अच्छा साहब बताइए. सो देन व्हेन आई रजिस्टर्ड, मैं टोल्ड हिम रेंजिंग, आप कहाँ कैसे आपको पता है कि ये रेंज है? तो मैंने कहा भैया यहाँ से मुझे सिखाया गया है, रेंज फाइंडर एक था, स्टूपिड था, दैट वाज रॉन्ग. सो वी कैन फिजिकली रेंज ऑन आवर ह्यूमन आईज कैन मेजर lateral deviation, but it does not have the ability to assess distance. Doesn't have. So we have some methods like judging distances, bracketing, halving, relating it to some purpose. So you know a size of a football field, roughly. आपकी परसेप्शन में तो आप 10 डालो, लेकिन 10 के बाद आपको क्या हो जाएगा, रिडेंट हो जाएगा. यू कांट इमेजिन 30 फुटबॉल फील्ड्स, यू वोंट नो वेयर इट विल फिनिश. Yes, then we have the beautiful thing of substension factor. So what we do is, we have seen the target, we don't know its range, but we read it off the map also. We are good at map reading, so we know that you're sitting here, this is the ridge line, this is the next ridge, and that cutting is here. So on the map, generally you know that it is 4,000 meters away from, or 3,000. So let's keep it as 3,000. 3,000 meters means 3 kilometers from. So to get there, you pass the grid reference of that place and you pass your angle to it, Oscar. So there's a template in the command post where he'll mark his gun position, the target, and your observer point, and then they will work out the corrections. Now you fire it out. It more than not 99.9 it will not reach there because of various factors. First, survey, you're not doing surveyed great. Then your maps, your accuracy of fixing that position, wind, temperature, rotation of earth, so many things, all these incremental errors will be there.
Sir, how rotation of Earth impacts?
Very minimal, but there is a column in that book. Earth is rotating, your thing has gone up to so many feet, so a little bit of displacement, I don't know how much, but that column is there. Temperature variation is there, wind factor is there, rotation of earth is there, your position correct. All these are the entities which can bring less accuracy to your shot. So the best way is to acquire by firing one. So once you fire, your eyes will be relatively, it can know. If it has gone ahead of that target, it is over. If it has fallen below, it is shot. Line killer you can make, or I told you, no, one finger from that target, if you keep every 1,000 yards, 1,000 meters, 1 degree will subtend 17 yards. Suppose you are center of a circle, and you're looking at 3 o'clock position, 360 degrees. From 3 o'clock, 1 degree to the right if you keep your finger. See, at 3 o'clock, there's a mast at some distance. You keep your finger, and one finger is 1 degree. This is a rough calculation. This edge. You see your finger. Now, between this man and that thing, it is almost 5 degrees. We have some measurements taught in the outlet. So now you're in the center. For every
So just pause. So 3 o'clock position, I'm at the center.
you're, you're looking at 3 o'clock.
I'm looking at 3 o'clock, right?
You're looking at another another post or a rock in relation to 3 o'clock, which is 1 degree away on your finger. Now, if you are actually, what do you call it, is 1,000 yards away, the difference between those two objects is 17 yards. This is mathematics. Trigonometry. Now, if you're 3,000 yards away from it, meters from it, the interstate distance between those two objects is 50 meters. So that you know from the map, you read it, na? So you know this is 3,000, so you fix your deviation. So your deviation left, right, you can give. So if it is at 4,000 or 3,000, and you know it is 1 degree is the deviation of the fall of the round, you know it has fallen 50 yards right of the target. Then you give a left 50. It has fallen some 7-8 degrees, that much correction you give.
No matter how much preparation and all you do, final calibration happens only when you fire, right?
Real fire. આજકાલ it's become very easy because you have range finders, laser finders. It gives you accurate distance. It will give you line. You know.
Earlier you were measuring with the speed of sound.
Oh, night में होता है speed of sound. No, you see the fall of shot and give the correction. Speed of sound is for night fire when you can't see the target. Instrument, you know, what you do is you fire in the from flash to bang, you calculate, then you see the difference, then you know whether the round has gone ahead or behind. You know, these are all old procedures, but they're all time tested procedures where you'll not go wrong. Technology सब कुछ है, अभी भी है, but if that range finder does not work or it is broken, before they give you another range finder, if you have to take shoots, you have to know these procedures. Even today's ships, they do the marking, no? On the moment. They have radars, they have GPS and all that, but they still, when the ships move, they plot now. Because you cannot right away system which you must have a duplicate system.
You have to have analog mathematical systems to.
That comes with experience. Even once you're an artillery officer, they give you enough shoots, enough understanding of terrain. And in aviation, you're flying an aircraft and also taking a shoot. So then it becomes second nature.
So because you've been an aviator also, you've been a chopper pilot, right? What are the challenges of aviation flying? What are the scary things that you've experienced at that terrain or in that weather?
See there, you know, you don't know you can't see downdrafts and updrafts. Where suddenly an aircraft can plunge or lift up. You're flying very close to the ridge line. There can be downdrafts. There are katabatic winds, anabatic winds. In the morning, the sun side of the feature gets heated up, so the pressure goes less. So the wind from the leeward side will flow to the forward side. There'll be a lot of circulations on the ridge lines. So your aircraft can be just pushed and slammed onto the side of a hill and broken.
That's the level of force.
It can. You can't see it. No? It's invisible. You don't know the circulation, how much. So we are always told to peacetime flying is 1,500 feet above the ridge line. Where in war can you fly 15,000, 1,500 feet? The bugger will shoot you down with the Stinger missile. So you have to fly between the valleys. And you are totally sitting in a glass bubble. One shoulder missile can fire and kill you. I have not fought a war as a pilot, but I've trained and flown.
Because you've flown in the valley and you've that's what I wanted to understand.
Flown routes, localized weather. There might be some condensation, some fog, some cloud development somewhere in between, which might reduce your visibility. Then you have to observe rounds also. and you have to land in awkward places to pick up people. They're in this book.
Tell me one thing: when you come back from war, does the war leave you?
No, no, for me, now it's become a pleasant memory. I mean, all the gory part is gone, but it did trouble me for a couple of years. When I came back, we were firing into many targets, enemy rear targets, rockets. So some places were inhabited. We were before the war declared as uninhabited now. So fired salvos into them. Livestock could have been there. I'm sure some families जितना भी बोलो जाते नहीं होंगे. Collateral damage होती है. And इतना Jubar Hill में when I fired the next day, saw the sit trap, 57 mauled bodies. Not only my firing, other artillery also. The sit traps used to come ना. तो माइंड में सिचुएशन रिपोर्ट्स ना. सो क्या है कि माइंड में है कि साला हमने भी 150-200 लोग से ऊपर की मौत की वो लिखा है हमने. दो वॉर है ये है बट किया तो है. उनको हमने एक मूवमेंट ऑर्डर दिया ऊपर जाने के लिए और वो भी नॉट इन अ गुड मैनर. तो काइंड ऑफ मैं क्या बोलूं, इट वाज नॉट जनरेटिंग वाइब. आई स्टार्ट हैविंग सम फनी ड्रीम्स. आई कांट कलर नहीं बता सकता हूँ बट घर गंदा है, गंदा डार्क पानी है, टैप खोलने से टू मी इट वाज लाइक ब्लड. My mind was observing that as blood. Then my small little sons, wearing my boots, trampling all over the house with those pachak, those marks. ये सब was getting after my. So I was getting my drinking increased, थोड़ा सा anger. I was always poised, irritated. कोई मेरे पास मत आओ. But unit understood it. She also understood it. तो मुझे छोड़ दिया उन्होंने. They gave me recovery time. Say 8 महीने 10 महीने. My wife was a very good support. When we have a family, a priest, one of my uncles, he also used to constantly talk to me, write to me. Eventually, I came over it. But I started having irritable bowel syndrome after that. Oh, बीच में ना it would manifest. Now it's much better. But suffer किया थोड़ा बहुत. I don't know. Some people said, no, Indian soldiers don't suffer. नहीं हो सकता. ये सब तेरा ड्रम है. पता नहीं तो था इसमें gone through PTSD तो understood. How can an Indian army officer have PTSD? I think it's okay to make peace with something which has troubled you and overcome it rather than say I don't have it.
Rather than being in a state of denial.
I suffered, but I'm out of it now.
Were there moments where you realized that the people that you're killing, they are also human beings with families and so on?
वो एक लेटर देखा ना, that was very disturbing.
Rayon wala.
Oh, आज वो मतलब
Can you share, because not everybody has read.
इसमें क्या है कि ना वो लड़की वो लिख रही है उसको कि पापा जब आएगा मुझे.
This is Havaldar Vakar, right? You mentioned as
one day.
Yeah.
I've written, because I've written one more book after that. Let's take it as some, so that letter says his daughter's letter, which is in his pocket.
This is a Pakistani soldier.
Yeah, who was killed in that.
Part of the Northern Light Infantry.
Now, for us, he is the hostile. But for that girl, he is the papa. And for that papa, she is his daughter, Gudiya. So this man, had he gone on leave, would have bought a Gudiya and gone.
So what was there in the letter?
वो बस आप ये घर है हमारा, some
She made some
small like children make ना, फ्रेंड जब आएंगे पापा मुझे गुड़िया ले आओ. It had a very profound effect on me.
You saw that letter? You saw that?
Yeah, I saw it, but we could not keep, we didn't have phones to photograph it. And I didn't want a part of it. I said,
But it was disturbing.
It disturbed means it gave me a sort of a, क्या कर रहे हैं यार. हाँ, but भर्ती क्या ये क्या सब कुछ पता था, फाइट करेंगे. ये जो इफेक्ट्स है वो उस टाइम ही दिखता है.
ये ट्रेनिंग में प्रिपेयर नहीं होता.
उस टाइम तो थोड़ी है. देन तो आफ्टर यू स्टार्ट क्वेश्चनिंग इट ना. ये होगा ना यार, वॉर में होगा, ये तो क्लीन अप बैक में होगा. बट इसका मतलब वैसे नहीं कि वॉर नहीं फाइट करेंगे, नहीं कर सकते. somebody has to go and fight also. तो बट वी शुड हैव मेजर्स टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस. चलो ठीक है, उसका कर्मा इतना ही है, उसको ऐसे ही जाना है. But he died for his country. He died a valiant death. So probably that part will go to the daughter. Maybe she won't get the daughter. Maybe he lost. Maybe he was a hostile. But for that family, for that mulk, he has died a soldier's death. That is if his country respects him. But these fellows, they didn't even accept the bodies.
I was coming to that. That's only if they accept it. I mean,
How can you do this to a chap? You set him in and you say he's not mine and you say he's a bloody criminal. Which country will do this?
but it's a fairly a norm by the Pakistani army to
I don't know.
not accept that the casualties that they have had and own up their soldiers. We have seen it time and again. And
That movie Behind Enemy Lines, that American movie when naval fighter pilot is lost.
Owen Wilson and
Oh, the
Gene Hackman.
fantastic movie. How they bloody plans to just get that one guy back. He says, "Son, you're a goddamned combat aviator. Move. No, I have things in my." That is the level you should be able to do. That retrieving that one man is not one man. You are giving a message to everybody that we will place all our resources to get you back. So you are giving him that assurance, that
Confidence.
that then multiplies and then makes him a better soldier. They could have written off that one pilot. That other captain says, no, the pilot he says, no, we can't send this for one guy. But this fellow, he loses command of his battleship because of this. But he does it. Fantastic movie. I would have seen it 100 times.
And of course, our neighbors are far away from that culture. They didn't own up the bodies of the soldiers. उनको भी इज्जत के साथ दफनाया, आर्मी ने दफनाया with all the riti riwas and.
Later they started taking, but initial few guys they said. फिर वो फैमिली को भी क्या देंगे यार, क्या कुछ नहीं. I think they're just say missing in action. No, I really feel sad for those men who went and fought for a country which is so grateful or so ungrateful for their sacrifice. First, you have radicalized them and you send them on a mission. Okay, political mission for them is to take those heights. But the least you can do is take him back with honor.
So was there a moment that you underestimated your enemy or you think that they underestimated you?
No, one was when the shelling came on us. And one when those buggers came on top of us. And sometimes when I was registering some parts of Black Rock, I thought ki ho jayega. Real test of my artillery observation and skill, because from my point to register it, to get, I could only register one or two targets, and to hit that pillbox. You've seen 2 pillboxes I had to hit. One I could not. One I hit.
One was bang on.
Pillbox 2 I hit first. Pillbox 1 I could not.
Right.
That was very frustrating. Because I was.
You fired some 80 shots.
क्या उसके बाद जैसे आप ट्राई कर रहे हो नहीं मिल रहा but somebody else engaged it.
Right.
But these were the challenges. Batteries going down, communication failing.
But do you think obviously you know about their morals, but how professionally good is our enemy soldier?
Yeah, if they have come up to those heights in the dead of winters before we come, dug in post, sat down, and upstaged their guns, got their communication right, and given us such a bloody wild surprise, they have to be good now. They have claimed 500 lives of yours. They got immobilized. Another 500 died. We had to fight a vicious, terrible battle with them for 45 days. That means you have to respect his professionalism.
Any estimate how many were there?
Really can't say, it should not be shooting, but they would have had at least on all the posts of like 1,000, 2,000 honge, including those columns which have to bring food and all that. But once you start hitting them, we literally artillery used a sledgehammer against ant. Was that the kind of firepower and the kind of shelling? Both of guns outlived their lives. Yeah, the barrels were written off. Most of the regiments there, the barrel life was written off from that war. Then new barrels had to come.
That's the kind of firing.
I did.
So what was that 100 gun plan?
See, This was there much before also, but it was reactivated and made as one of the standard markers by General Brigadier Lakwenda there, that if you fire 100 guns on one objective for 2 hours, even 1 or 2 rounds is enough to, I told you what it does. 100 rounds, at least 60, 70 will hit him. Hit him 2, 3 times or 5 times. What will be left of him here? And what is the message you're giving to the neighboring locality, his other friend who's holding it? They will collapse here. It's making a statement, such a statement that we are not here only to kill you. We are there to totally uproot you, to erase you from this mud deep into your DNA. We will destroy you so hard that
It's a very psychologically task.
yeah. One is to just kill a man. One is you kill him, ready, cut him, burn him, hang him for 2, 3 days. Then you burn him and leave him there in that village. What is the message you're giving to the people? They'll be shit scared. The brutality, the intensity of the brutality of the attack. So if you fire 100 guns, you're telling him, boss, you're messing with the wrong guy. You will bring so much of force that this fear will not go with you. It will go into the DNA of your army for many years that jo bhi ye karega, this is the level of destruction we will bring on. It's a big message. Somebody, you have a fight with a gunda, he just breaks your car. There's a level of fear. He burns your house. He kills something. He disturbs your business. He makes you, renders you incapable of anything. Then what is the message driven? Nah? So the lethality drives it is directly proportional to the fear you put into the enemy.
So, sir, on a closing note, if I may ask you, we have a hostile neighborhood.
We have not one now, we have three. If you, Sri Lanka is not very friendly for that matter. We have no, Nepal, okay, you can call them middlemen, but I don't think we have really any friendly neighbor at all.
Yeah, so I did not, that's why specifically mention the direction. I'm talking about neighborhood, What is the message that we should be interpreting from our neighboring countries in this volatile environment, and that we should be giving them very strongly?
I am not a general. I mean, a lot of generals may not like. I just been a colonel, but I told you a strong army, an army with more teeth, practical, good ammunition, good equipment, good aircraft, visibility. Now, like if you have 3 submarine SSBN systems, that's a message. You have one more aircraft carrier, that's a message. Good state of the art aircraft. Even with such depleted things, the Air Force could do so much. So cut this bureaucracy and then arm them. Even the army has to be more scientific, more with technology. And our army has been fighting for ages in different sectors, so that edge is always there, and that has to be there. And on a closing note, I think the civilians thumping their chest and only saying war, and just praising Fauj on Independence Day and Republic Day is not right. Armed forces today is not seen as a profession of style, and like when we grew up, it was Fauj officer banna was a big thing. So society needs to give that respect, and somewhere down the line, I think the khaki, the way they behave, them so families are disturbed. Some goons pick up the land. There's so much of bureaucracy. Soldiers not looked after properly. So all these things you have to honor. Like if you go to the US, I've been there. They would have veterans parking. Even the exit line for immigration, there's a veterans line. So something visible where that you count. You count. After all, at the end of it, today I'm wearing this with a lot of pride. Small little wing. There is some emotion attached to it. So फौजी के लिए that is very important. वो आपसे ज्यादा पैसे पूसे नहीं मांग रहा, थोड़ा इज्जत दे दो, थोड़ा उसको प्रॉब्लम है तो civil people have to help. Beating up a फौजी by police
For a toll.
for a toll. Why? This shows then the civilians are not, ये सब face value है कि school में आपने वो pin कर लिया. As a society, you're not respecting it. Is it come to that? That has to be driven more by the generals, by the bigger people. They have to at some point tell the civilians or in the civil administration and to the politicians. But there, if you take a weak stand or you take a stand कि नहीं ऐसे चलेगा तो all this will happen. Today, respect is there, but we need more. This should be a cherished profession.
All right, so I think on that note, there's a lot of context that we covered today, and at least I went through a fairly different emotional ride during that. We had a lot of laughter. We started by literally being rolling on the floor of the jokes that you cracked, which we can't share with the larger public.
Oh, they might put a case on us.
Yeah. At least, yeah. At least, I mean, it can't be. It can't be.
See, for a soldier, if humor is not there, he will burn from all the ends and die.
Absolutely. So we will see how we can publish those jokes without offending anybody. But yeah, and after that, it was also a lot of technicalities that you discussed about, the map, the reading, the problems that you face, the challenges in the aviation as far as in that terrain is concerned, about loss of men, the family is going through, the favor letters, the humanity on the other side, respect for your opponent. Would you address them as hostiles? Um, it's been quite overwhelming for me. I mean, maybe for you, you are a battle-hardened soldier, so it's okay to narrate that. But I think I would not that I can't talk about it any further, but then I think it's getting overwhelming at this point of time. So, but I would really like to thank you for coming over, because I have to say it with an extreme proud and pride and absolute gratefulness that you traveled from Chennai for to Delhi
Anytime.
just for this.
Because this is not only about me, it's about the 100 odd. See, as an officer, I can come, you are there, I have a platform to share. So many men out there do not have this. So, this is a message through you to so many people that not Major Peter or Colonel Peter. Colonel Peter could not have fought without those 120 guys in those launches. They did the job. I was just a via media. I was a spokesperson or a leader or a person who was the conductor of the orchestra. But the thing credit goes to that man on the line and to the soldiers there. So this story is more about them. If you see this book, it is all about them. It's all about them. You officers are there to give leadership, but it is they who actually then do it. You are with them, but it is for them. You are there to lead them.
I'll highlight one thing, before we conclude on this. This is the book that I read, which motivated me to request sir to come over here. I'm not paid for his air travel. I'm not paid for his accommodation. Why I'm telling you this is because that is a level of passion and emotion that he has to discuss about what he went through to represent all the team members that he worked with. I would sincerely urge, read the book, get closer, see what goes on, and also to all the veterans or to all the people who want to share their story related to their experiences while they were wearing the uniform and later on. This platform, Manasverse, is always open and always ready to learn from you what you all went through. So thank you very much for that, and I hope you liked our discussion. Do subscribe, give your feedback, comment, let me know what kind of audience that you would want. Sir, over to you. If you want to give a message to the audience.
Yeah, we enjoy the freedom this country gives. Sometimes it's taken for granted. It's a very free country. It's a good country. Do not get polarized or divided by those funny messages on WhatsApp University. Every com or every community in this beautiful country contributes in its own way. And work hard, be a proud Indian, make India proud. And if you see a soldier, or even for that matter, paramilitary person, give him regard. because he goes through a lot of difficulty to keep you safe doing your business. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Jai Nirvana.